In this video, I'm going to show you how you can do custom layouts and really get into changing the design of your page when you have dynamic content loaded into your app or website. So by dynamic content, what I mean is it's not just a page that you've created, like a static page on your website, but it's a page that loads information dynamically from your database. So I'm going to show you an example of that. I have two of those in the basic app template. If I click events, this is a page that loads events that are coming up from the back end, and I've got another one called media that loads sermon series from the back end as well. And then if you click one of these series pages, it then has its own page that shows the details about whichever series you clicked. So if I go back and I click the Loving Well one here, it'll show me the content from the Loving Well series. If I go back here and click the example series, it'll show me the content from the example series. So that's great, but what we want to do is add some more information on the page rather than just the title and the image. I want to load maybe resources and other things like that. So to start with, up here we've got our Omnibar kind of emulator, which shows what the site would look like. It's at whatever our site.com/media/the ID of the series that we're looking at, and that's what's loading in this content. So if I go back and I click another series, that URL has a different ID now, and now we're loading the content from this series. Now what I can do is up the top right hand side, the designer's understanding that we're loading something dynamic, and it's given us this little helpful shortcut with a pencil that allows us to quickly edit that item that's being loaded in. And you can see we've got the Loving Well, we've got the image, and we've got our text. I can also click here and add some resources or any other kind of fields that you may have customized the sermon series definition. But yeah, we can add a few resources there, and we'll hit save. And just to show you how it works, if I click edit again, and we'll just change this to Loving Well in Trying Times or something like that. We'll hit save. You'll see that updates and changes down here. And if we click this block's a custom HTML area that we can spit out content. I can click in here and write a pre, and then just write out series, which is my dynamic kind of item that's being loaded in, and you'll see here we get all of the content from the series laid out, so we can see what kind of data we've got. And there is a resources key, which is the one that I want, and here I can just do series.resources, and you'll see now it'll spit out series. I think there's an extra key, data.resources. You'll see here's each of those asset files that have been attached to the sermon series. And here we can use Vue to do a for loop. For equals resource in series.data.resources, and we can spit out in here the resource title. Probably don't need this anymore. And you'll see now we've got each of our resources. We can put in a fluoro icon equals download, and yeah, we can obviously style that how we like as well. So I'll just put a little strong just to make it bold, and we might make these actually links, so we'll change them to an A. We would do our dynamic href, and we can use the fluoro .asset. If you're wondering where the documentation for that is, you can grab the JavaScript API documentation in here, which will tell you all of the things that you can use. So if we need a download URL, we can click this, and it'll tell us how we get it. Fluoro.asset. Click download URL, and just pass through the ID or the item there. So in here, we want to do a fluoro.asset.download URL. We just want to pass through the resource. I'm going to add a target equals underscore blank, so it opens in a new window. And if we click that, that will click and download that resource. And you'll see that the A tags are all on the same line. I'm just going to add a bit of a class there, call it a resource item, and then down here we will go resource item display block, maybe give it a bit of padding and maybe a border, something like that. And we'll hit save and publish. I mean, it doesn't look that great. We can tidy that up after the video. And now if we browse to the site and we have a look at what it actually looks like on the web, if I click, we'll just get the phone emulator out. This is the app template design kind of for a phone. We'll tap the messages or the media page and we'll click that loving well in trying times, and might just refresh. I might not have published it just yet. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So you can see here now, if we click that, that will open up a new download URL window and we'll get the file. And yeah, that's how you can do your own kind of custom templates. And then if we click back off here and we click another series, you'll see that that series uses the same template. If we click this one over here that also has some assets, it just basically reuses the same template, but you can swap in and out dynamic content. Makes it really easy to create these kind of dynamic content pages.